Frost with the rock never stops. Put on my glasses. I'm on these damn screens too much. um, yeah, man, this your man, 100 grand. Ross with the rock never stops. I wanted to talk to you all about these Detroit Pistons. I started a conversation about looking up at big bro Milwaukee Bucks. Really, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis has been one of the greatest players of our era, this recent era. Um, been dominating since 2017. That's when he became a first-time All-Star, right? So he's probably playing at All-Star level in 2016. All that's to say, since December 2018, they are 25-1. 25-1 against the Detroit Pistons. And what does that mean? What does that mean for us? That means they've been kicking our asses um, through multiple eras, regimes, um, general managers, head coaches, uh, all stars, etc. They've been doing whatever they want. They've been the big bro. Uh, and last season, I think a lot of people get excited about it. They look at last season, they go, "Yo, look at what we did! Look at what we did! We tripled our win total, 14 to 44 wins. We showed that we're no longer the worst in the league. We've accomplished a lot." That's what it would seem like. The Detroit Pistons accomplished a lot. I think I'm here to say they haven't. They haven't accomplished much. They missed the playoffs this year, fall into the play-in. They're right back where they were. Everyone goes, flash in the pan. It doesn't take much for that to happen. And the fact that within our own division, we're somewhere in the middle, right? Got Cleveland, got Milwaukee, Indiana was just in the finals. We're behind all of them in terms of standings, rankings, uh, value around the league. Yeah, we got a bunch of young, up and coming players, talented players, but we're not the first team to have a bunch of young, up and coming, talented players. Remember, the Memphis Grizzlies were once a team full of young, up and coming, talented players, right? Sacramento Kings were once that. A lot of teams are young, talented, up and coming, full of potential, and don't realize it. They don't take that next step. And when I looked at the preseason, I'll be critical for a moment. Let me sip my tea and put on my critical hat. That's why I got my critical glasses on. Let's be critical. Jay Ivey didn't look the best. He didn't. His timing, his rhythm seemed still a little bit off, a little bit hyper, anxious. Kind of the behavior that we've seen for much of his career. Out of rhythm, struggling to find his spacing and proximity, especially with all that speed, making the right plays, taking care of the ball. What's good, man? What's good, man? It's good to see you in the chat. Yeah, the first 10 games are really going to help. But I have on my critical hat right now. I have on my critical lens. Let's look at Asar Thompson. He didn't look great. He really didn't necessarily look like he smoothed out a lot. I think he has. But when he attacks the basket and tries to create for himself, it looks very pedestrian. Looks like you still don't know quite how to do this. That's concerning at the NBA level. And I granted, it's NBA level competition against a starting lineup. And he's developing. He's young still. I get it. But let's put on the critical hat here. Let's put on the lens that the Detroit Pistons still have a lot to prove. Let's put on the outlook that the Detroit Pistons, outside of a first round exit, really haven't done much of late to substantiate, solidify, validate what they did last season. It was a flash in the pan until proven otherwise. Now, look, Cade Cunningham has looked amazing. He's looked amazing, right? So has John Morant. He wouldn't be the first superstar to not be able to elevate his team consistently. He would not be the first superstar level player who has a moment and that's it. You see, this team has all the components, all the makings of a potential contender. I believe so. I've said it repeatedly throughout my channel, throughout my lives, videos, shorts, etc. Go check them out. But let's just be clear. They have to prove. They have to prove every game that they're legit. This is the NBA. It's not EuroLeague. It's not playing in Spain, Portugal. They're not playing in the Bahamas somewhere. Um, they're playing in the NBA, the most talented league in the world. In the world. In the world. Look, I love international competition. I love the style of play. It really is a basketball players, kind of dream style. Like they just execute. They play the game as purely as it can be played. In the NBA, you have a lot more room, bandwidth for individual play, for spacing, maximizing opportunities for creativity. You also have athletes. You also have talent. You also have guys who might be at the end of a roster, come off the bench, who could be all stars anywhere else. Anywhere else. Anywhere else. I'm going to throw out a few names. Nemanja Bjelica, EuroLeague MVP, NBA role player, right? Uh, Bogdan Bogdanovic, multiple time all-star level player before coming to the NBA in EuroLeague. You look at some of these guys. Of course, you got the Lucas. You got the Jokic's. But you got guys like Valanciunas, who could be MVP level, who's a backup big. And when I say MVP level, I mean in Europe, in international play, anywhere in international play. Our backups are raw anywhere else around the world. So to take a game, a season for granted, would be, it could spell doom. I'm going to be honest. The Detroit Pistons are in a position right now. They won't blow it up, but they'll ship out just about anybody who's not able to support Cade in winning a championship right now. What's good with you, man? What's good? It's good to see you in the chat, man. Yeah, the Pistons definitely have things to prove. Jaden Ivey, it was fast just like before. Yep, too fast, just like before. It's the thing. There's a window. There's very short windows in the NBA to prove you are who people think you are. You guys remember Cam Reddish? Remember Cam Reddish? Right. These are guys who came out with a lot of fanfare. Have and still have a lot of talent. Remember Darius Baisley? All right. There's a lot of young, talented players. Justin Edwards in Philly, right? Top high school player, high school All-American, all that stuff. These guys come and they go in the NBA. They come and they go. To stick, to validate, takes work. And you've got to be locked in. I think the Pistons are. I think they will be. I think JB will have them prepared. But Trajan Langdon, I love that he maintains a degree of distance. He's not out there talking about how in love with this roster, these players he is. He's not talking like he's all in on this roster. Asar, Holland, Ivy, Duran, Sasser, right? Even Klintman. He's being measured because he knows there's only one player on this team. one that he has to be all in on, and that's Cade. Number one draft pick, all NBA, all star. Looks like he could be the best player on a championship team. I believe so too. They've got about a month or two to prove it. They got about a month or two to prove it. By December, this roster will have to prove itself. The veterans, they know who they are, right? Duncan Robinson, Karis LeVert, Isaiah Stewart, Tobias Harris. These guys know who they are. We know who they are. We're not questioning. We're not going, hey, I don't know if he could be. No, we know. We got it. Okay. But Duran, do we know? Ivy, Asar Thompson, Marcus Sasser, Bobby Klintman, Ron Holland. Do we really know? We've seen glimpses. We've seen potential. But it's put up or shut up time. Because the way these contracts work, the way this free agency works, you may not be worth what you think you're worth if you haven't proven it. And if you want more, closer to what you think versus what the organization thinks, because you haven't proven it, you might be on your way out. Just ask Josh Giddey, right? Jonathan Kuminga, who are just as talented as anybody that we have on this roster, except for Cade. They've got to prove it. They've got to prove it every single game. They've got to show that they are validated, that they not only have the talent, but they have the production, they have the consistency, the reliability. We've done all the videos breaking down their talent. We've done all the videos talking about who we think that they can be. Yes, Jaden Ivey can be the number 2 option offensively for this team on a championship run. What he could have done for us against the Knicks last year. Oh my goodness. We know. Yes, not the same old ways. All right. We know what Asar Thompson can do. And I would say this. Asar Thompson has the most bandwidth because he gives you the most without necessarily having to improve a lot of other skill areas. And then maybe Duran, right? If Ivy never matures his game in terms of timing, ball security, he's an athletic shooter, right? He becomes KCP without defense, right? Asar Thompson, at least, if he doesn't get a jump shot, doesn't show the ability to attack the basket, he can be an all-world defender, right? Rebounder, hustle guy, right? He still gives you a lot. Duran, if he doesn't figure out his offensive game, stop picking up fouls, become better defensively, he's Andre Drummond. Probably a lesser version of Andre Drummond, if I'm honest. Right? That has less value. We're talking about floors here. We've talked a lot about the ceilings. You also got to talk about the floors. I know I've talked about guys that I'm excited about. Bobby Klintman. I think Bobby Klintman has a lot of potential. I think the last preseason game against Milwaukee, his shooting was a bit of a revelation. I knew he could shoot, but how he was getting his shot off, that smoothness, that's the next level of shooting. That wasn't just like I can hit shots. That was I'm a shooter. I'm a 6'10" movement shooter who doesn't mind pulling up in people's faces under duress. That's that Michael Porter Jr. level shooter. That's what that was. That glimpse is showing us this is who he is. He's a shooter at 6'10", who could potentially also get you 8 rebounds. These bench players might be a huge turnover. Interested in Bobby K. Yeah, we're gonna see. But like I said, they have until December. This roster has until December to show whatever they're gonna show. If they can't show it by December, expect that trade mill, especially for Ivy and Durant. Because I'm looking at Charlotte right now with 7'1" Ryan Kalkbrenner, who's doing what Durant was doing when he was doing it well. Right? Setting good screens, grabbing rebounds, finishing at a high efficiency rate. He's just 3 inches taller. And he's a better defender already. He was in the second round. We could have got him instead of Chaz Danier. Right? Like, that's how quickly this turns over. If you don't show us by December, we've got to look elsewhere. Yeah, we might resign you under a lesser contract, maintain the asset, and then look to trade you and replace you. But who the organization believes you are, who we see you are, and continue to support, it's got to be validated. And I got my critical lens on right now. I got my critical lens. Ivy, Asar, Duran, Sasser, Bobby, Ron. Got a lot to prove. You got a lot to prove. Karras, Duncan, limited contract. Y'all got lots to prove too. Right? You want to show that you're a winner. We believe you are. That's why we brought you in. You got to show us. Stu, keep doing what you're doing, bro. I got nothing to say. Stay healthy. It's the most I can say to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Cade, keep doing what you're doing. Outside of those two, you can tear it all down and rebuild around them and still have Detroit culture, Detroit basketball, still be legit. Or at least with the potential to be legit. Pistons still got a whole lot to prove. And I'm here to see it. But as always, I'm going to get out of here. Smash the like button for me if you enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. It's a little thing, but it's a big thing. Helps out with the channel. And remember, take care of yourself today. Have grace with yourself today. Ain't nobody ever had to be perfect to be great. Show up. Do the things you know to do. And have an amazing day. Peace.